But Jim, another story that a lot of people are talking about, Jerry McDevitt, longtime WWE attorney, Vince McMahon's personal attorney, I believe.
Yes.
Has announced he is retiring at the end of the year. This came up when he recused himself from the MLW WWE lawsuit because he said that it will clearly go past the new year and he is retiring. What are your thoughts on this?
Did you see the schedule? They printed the schedule that the court schedulers or whoever schedules lawsuits, we need to get Stephen P. New in on this. They've got a schedule for this to happen and that to happen and this side to present this evidence or the discovery or whatever that takes it into 2025. And we're in the summer of 2023. And Jerry McDevitt is 74 years old. And remember, he made a comment. Was it when Vince had gone away last year for a little while and been asked to leave and never return until he came back? And Jerry was like, well, maybe finally I can retire or something like that. He made a comment because he knows Vince is never going to retire. And I would think that this attorney who has been extremely successful over a period of 40 years or more, whatever, I don't think he needs a job. He probably has some type of family that he'd like to spend some time with, or maybe just go home and put his feet up. And he's the attorney and friend of this guy who will never quit until he dies. So at this point, I think he saw that schedule and said, what the fuck? No, I'm not doing this for 2 more years. I'm not doing it for the rest of my fucking life. Let me just check, please. And I'll go right now. And Vince can get other people and they can get in on this right now and take it from here.
I have a few quotes here. He spoke to Brandon Thurston from WrestleNomics, who broke the story. As you may know, since early 2022, I've been working towards retirement. I had hoped that the court would again dismiss MLW's lawsuit, as it did the first time. When it did not, and it became obvious that the case would run into at least 2025, in all probability, I advised my client that I would be wrapping things up by year end, and that it would make sense for them to secure counsel who can go the distance on the case now that discovery will be starting. There is also the chance that I might be a witness, given the allegations. I'll be 74 this January, and it just seems like the right time to make the necessary transitions. We have worked with Paul Weiss on other matters, and they are an excellent firm who I will be helping get up to speed. It has been a great 36-year run with a great company and Vince, and I am very proud of all that we accomplished during that time.
4 people and Vince.
And I will continue to help them in any way I can.
Yes. And again, Vince is going to have to realize that not everybody is going to want to goddamn work until they fucking die, especially in service of his whims.
Is Vince going to stop calling just because this guy announced he's going to retire?
I'm sure they'll still talk, and I would be more than certain that Jerry McDevitt would give him personal advice or just tell him what he thinks, but he doesn't want to be out there doing the trials and the briefs and the cross-examinations and the depositions and the blah, blah, blah. And I don't blame him. And why the fuck is anybody 75 years old lucky enough to be that age still worried about and has enough money to support themselves in the manner in which they've been accustomed? Why are they going to be fucking with any of that shit to begin with? It's insane. So yeah, so Jerry has escaped the Titan. That's Vince's ship, the Titan, and nobody is allowed to leave unless he says, and then he'll throw you overboard.
It's not going to be Vince's ship much longer once that merger goes into play. But let's get...
Well, but if he's still got his hand on the wheel, the real fucking captain might be over in the goddamn galley having a ham sandwich, but who's steering the thing?
He's got his hand on the paralegal. This is Vince we're talking about.
He's going to have all the ends with the legals. He's got a pair of them now.